Hey, Sandra, are you there? I was just wondering if you were done at the doctor's office yet. How did it go, by the way? Did you hear any news from her? Anything important?
Well, I was able to confirm basically what we already know, which is that I'm pregnant. The doctor said that I was already about 3 months into the pregnancy.
Oh, I see. Well, that's good to know for sure, though. I'm glad that you were able to find that out. What about the sex of the baby? Do you know if it's going to be a boy or a girl?
I asked, but the doctor said that they didn't quite know yet, although they said they should be able to confirm that for me within a month or two.
So then we still have quite a ways to go before we even find out if I'm going to be having a grandson or a granddaughter. Is that right?
Yes, but don't worry, you're on the same schedule as everyone else to find out. We just have to wait for more information.
You know, you seem pretty relaxed for someone who just found out that they were indeed pregnant. In fact, I would be pretty nervous about whether or not you're going to have a boy. Because if you have a third daughter, well, I would just be so embarrassed personally. I know you must be wanting a son too, right?
Yeah, I'm not really sure if that's on the top of my priority list for this child, really. I mean, I don't really care what my child turns out to be. I just want them to be happy and healthy.
But I know that you grew up in a household with a bunch of brothers, isn't that right? So I'm just saying that it would be weird if you didn't have a son given your family.
Lisa, you know that Josh and I have talked about this with you before, but neither of us really care about what our child ends up being. They can be a boy, a girl, intersex. It doesn't really matter to us one bit. Just as long as we can be good, supportive parents and give them a good life, that's all that matters.
I get that, but are you really saying that you won't care at all if you just have a third daughter and not a son this time? I mean, just how long do you think you're going to be able to have kids for? We have to get this show on the road, you know?
Again, I think that maybe we just have different priorities when it comes to this. Are you saying that you'd really be let down if I did end up having a third daughter?
Well, of course I would. You know how much I want to have a grandson, don't you? I mean, who else would carry on the family name? If you don't have a son, then that means that your daughters are going to have to take other family names, and that then will be the end of our lines.
I really don't think that that's how that's going to work at all. I mean, first of all, no matter what, we're all going to be family, and your family's history will just be tied into the others like it would be anyways. But also, there are plenty of women choosing not to change their name or taking hyphenated last names.
That isn't what I'm talking about at all, and you know it. Honestly, why do I even bother trying to get through to you these days? All I'm saying is, back in my day, a wife wasn't considered a real wife to her husband unless she could give him a son. Nobody wants to have a woman in their family who can't produce male offspring.
Male offspring? I think you might be watching too much Game of Thrones or something, Lisa. And even if that's how things were done while you were coming into adulthood, times have changed.
I'm just saying that you're wasting time with every child you produce that isn't a son. If this one isn't a boy, are you going to have any more children?
No, I don't think we're going to have any more children after this one. I think that 3 kids is plenty.
So then you really don't care at all what happens to the family after you have your third child? Because if I were you, I would be thinking long and hard about the legacy you're leaving behind. You still have time to change your mind. You don't have to be like this, you know?
Again, I just really don't care about those things in the same way that you do.
I really can't believe what you're saying to me. This is just ridiculous. I'll warn you right now that if you have another daughter, I'm going to make my son leave you.
Lisa, come on. Please be reasonable. Besides, I'm sorry to say, but I don't think anything you could do could make Josh leave me.
You mean you really think that my son is going to want to stay with a useless wife who can't even give him a son of his own? You really are a useless woman, a useless wife, and a useless mother. Do you know that? And I won't be afraid to deal with you the way that I know how.
So then you mean you'll finally move out of our house for good if I have another daughter?
What in the world are you talking about? I wouldn't be the one moving out of the house. You would. Why should I have to move away when I'm so close to my own son?
Well, it just doesn't make any sense for me to move out either. Besides, if I did move out, then I would be taking my daughters with me.
Oh no, you don't have to worry about that. You could go ahead and leave your children with Josh. After all, they still carry his superior genes. But I just want to tell you now that if you find out that the child you're carrying is a girl, well, We just don't need any more of those around. Besides, how are you going to handle being a single mother of 3 daughters after you do get kicked out if you do take the children?
So you're really being serious? You're saying you would really try and kick me out of the house for having a girl?
Of course I'm being serious. Why would I ever joke about something like this? You better hope that child you have inside you is a boy. Because like I said, I'm not afraid to get rid of you the moment that I find out it's not a boy but a girl. Sandra, are you there? I'm just wondering what's taking you so long to get back home from work today.
I'm sorry about that, Lisa. I was on my way home when I remembered some things that I needed to buy and stopped into the grocery store.
Oh, I see. I thought that you were going to the doctor's office again today. Is that right? Have they finally told you what the baby is going to be? Please tell me that they told you were having a boy.
I still don't know the answer to that, in fact.
Wait, what? What do you mean you don't know the answer to that yet? You mean they still haven't told you?
That's right. They still haven't told me, and I'm waiting to hear back.
You know, I don't think that I believe you. I think they told you that it was a girl and you just don't know what to tell me.
No, the doctor said that it was still too early to tell definitively.
Oh, come on. You're telling me that you're not 4 months pregnant and you still don't know if you're having a boy or a girl? If they haven't been able to see the very obvious signs that it's a boy, then I'm afraid that you do have a girl. And the doctors really haven't said anything to you at all? Because if that's the case, then I think it's just another sign that you're probably having a girl and not a boy.
No, they said that it was still too early to tell and that this is a perfectly common occurrence not to know at this point in the pregnancy.
Who is this doctor? Where did you find him? Do you even know if he's legit or not? I think a good doctor would know by now.
Lisa, do I have to remind you again that Josh and I have already talked to you about this? Because I think we've made it pretty clear that we really don't care what our baby is, so please stop asking.
I don't care if you two don't care because I do care. I care about the future of this family. Don't you get that? And just who do you think you are to talk back to your mother-in-law like this, huh?
I'm not trying to talk back to you at all, but you're saying things that we've already discussed.
You just don't want to hear what I have to say since you know that I'm right. But you should know that I was never accepted by my husband's family until I had Josh. And that's why I know how to get rid of women like you who can't give their husband the sons they deserve. That's the only way that a woman can show her worth to her husband's family.
Well, I think that's a very sad way to see things personally, but I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
I'm not sad at all. It made me the good mother that I am today, and it's wisdom that I'm trying to pass down to you. You need to understand how important it is that you have a son for this family, okay? Otherwise, we are going to have a serious problem. I mean, do you want to be worthless in the eyes of this family? Is that what you want to happen? Because that is what's going to happen.
I get that back in the day, sons were prized more than daughters, but times have changed, okay? I mean, I don't try and tell you about how wrong I think the way you were raised is.
And that's because there's nothing wrong about the way that my generation was raised. Thank you very much. And that's why I know that it's always best to have sons and not daughters.
But Lisa, you're someone's daughter. I'm sorry, but I just can't accept what you're trying to tell me. I mean, Josh is just a regular businessman. What besides his name does he really even have to pass on? Why does it even matter at this point anyways?
You just really don't understand anything at all, do you? But I suppose it would be pointless to try and talk to you about all of this anyways. But just know that if the child you have inside of you does turn out to be a girl, then she's basically worthless to anyone.
Okay, well, we don't even know what the sex of the baby that I'm going to be having is, so there's no need to talk like this.
You really want to bring someone into the world whose only purpose in life is to give some other family's sons to carry on their family name? Anyways, I've known plenty of pregnant women in my time, and you should know the sex of the baby right now.
Well, the doctors are telling me that they don't, and I think they would know a little better than you.
Oh yes, I'm sure whatever quack doctor you went to go and see knows far more about having children than me. But honestly, I can't believe how fine you are with letting down your husband's family like this. But I suppose if you're going to be like this, I can wait another month to hear the news of what I already know. And in the meantime, I'll have to go out and find a new wife for my son. Sandra, I have some news that I'd like to share with you. You are done at the doctor's office for the day, aren't you? First, I want you to tell me what the doctors had to say about the sex of the baby. Surely they know what it's going to be by now, right?
Actually, the doctors still said that they weren't able to determine anything, but they think it's likely that I'm having a girl.
Aha! I knew it! I knew that you were going to be having a girl! What did I tell you, huh?
Well, I just said the doctors said they still weren't quite certain. And they said there have been times where they've gotten it wrong in the past, even when they were so sure. So I suppose we just really won't be able to know the answer until I actually just have the baby.
You really are just full of excuses, aren't you? But if that's the way that you're going to be, don't even bother coming home, okay? We don't need a woman like you in our lives anymore. I've already packed up all of your things and sent them ahead to your parents' house, so you can just go straight to their place instead. I am going to find a nice young wife for my Josh to marry, and we won't ever think of you again.
Lisa, have you really still not figured out what's going on here yet?
What are you talking about? What's going on? You don't know what you're talking about.
The truth is that I've been thinking about moving out for some time now. In fact, I already packed up what I needed and sent it ahead.
Oh, I see. Well, at least you're smart enough to save me some of the effort. But tell me, is it because you finally realized that you offer nothing of value to this family if you won't have a son? I'm just glad that I was finally able to get through to you and that you've finally seen the light.
Actually, it's not just me who's going to be leaving. Josh and the girls are going to be leaving with me.
What in the world are you talking about, you silly woman? Do you really think that I would ever let them do that?
And just how do you think that you would stop them? I mean, Josh already packed up and sent his things away as well.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? What's going on here? I want answers.
I think the answers are all pretty obvious, really. Josh and I were never ever going to get a divorce.
But, I mean, are you telling me that my son is just going to abandon me all by myself?
More or less, yes. That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you is going to happen.
That can't be right. This has to be some kind of lie. Do you think that I'm going to fall for that? I raised my son since he was born. You really think that you could just scare him away like that? Besides, my husband already passed away, so if he left me then, I would be all by myself. Are you really telling me you're all going to leave a poor old woman to fend for herself?
Lisa, you are the one who wanted to kick me out of my own home all because I wasn't going to have a son. If you don't like the way that my family is, then you don't have to live with us. It really is just that simple.
But my son would never leave me. There's no way that he'd do something like this unless you tricked him. He's too sweet.
He is sweet and he doesn't want to have to do this, but he loves me and he doesn't want to see me get hurt.
Well, I know this won't stick. I know that my son can't live without me. He'll be back. You'll all be back, you'll see. He'll never cast me aside like this.
I'm sorry to say, but Josh and I have already talked about this and he said that he's going to stay with me, even if it means never seeing you again.
I know that you must have told him something wrong to turn him against me. My son would never ever treat me like this. I was patient with you at first, but I knew right from the very start that you were going to be nothing but trouble. You really are just a little brat. Do you know this? I mean, really, you can't even do the bare minimum of what a wife should be able to. That's why I was never ever going to accept you as my daughter-in-law.
And I think you would have figured out by now that I really don't care what you think of me as. I've been plenty patient with you two, and now I am seriously at my limits with your nonsense.
See? There you go again, talking back to your mother-in-law. Just who do you think you are to do something like that, huh? We've all lived together for 10 years. Do you know that? Do you know just how many second chances I've given you? How merciful I've been to you? I won't let you take my son away from me. I'd rather you and all your crappy daughters just leave and never, ever return again. Sandra, are you there? Please, you have to help me. I can't get a hold of Josh no matter what. Can you please tell him that I've been trying to get in contact with him for a while?
Actually, Josh is right here with me, and he's doing just fine not talking to you.
Well, can you please tell me where it is that you've all moved to? I've checked in every place I can think of.
Yeah, that isn't going to happen. We're not going to tell you where we've moved to.
All I want to do is speak to my son. That's the only reason why I want to know. I just want to talk to him face to face after all this time. Is that really so bad?
I think that you really need to give this a rest. Why can't you accept that your son needs some space from you right now? In fact, he doesn't want to talk to you at all, and this isn't going to do anything to help him change his mind. In fact, you should consider yourself lucky if he ever even decides to give you a call.
I want to talk to my son face to face so that you can't butt in and put any more fake ideas into his head.
Actually, Josh doesn't want to talk to you, and he came to that decision on his own. He just doesn't even know what he could even say to you. I have nothing to do with this at all. He told me this is what he wanted to do after I told you what I had been dealing with.
No, this can't be right. My son would never just want to abandon me like this. He'd never want to try and cut me out of his life. I mean, don't you both realize that without him in my life, I'll be all alone? I won't have anyone to take care of me at all if you do this.
Yes, I'm afraid that you're right about that. That is what's going to happen.
And you would really steal my only son? The only living family that I have left away from me? How could you be so cruel to a poor old woman like me? Even though he was so kind enough to let you live with him, and after the two of you got married, now that you've just decided that you want him all for yourself.
Let me make something clear, Lisa. I was the one who allowed you to move in with Josh and I. In fact, Josh was against you living with us from the very start. He knew that you'd be overbearing and was wanting some independence. But I told him that I wanted to show you that I could be a good daughter-in-law and pushed for you to stay with us. In fact, it became a bit of a fight early on with Josh and I. I practically ended up forcing him to call you and ask if you'd like to live with us.
But no, this can't be right. It's gotta be some kind of trick or something. I mean, my son loves me more than anything in the whole world.
I know that you think that you and your son are so close and inseparable, but I'm afraid to tell you that the only one who thinks that is you. I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm only telling you what I've learned watching you and your son interact and listening to Josh talk about you. I'm not going to pretend like you and I have even had enough of a chance to get to know each other well, but your son has told me all about you and all about him.
Please, Sandra. Josh is the only thing that I have left in my sad life. You have to talk to him. You have to convince him to change his mind about all of this. Can't you do that for me?
I'm not going to do anything of the sort. Josh is going through a lot himself right now, and I'm going to give him the time he needs to process this on his own. So please, stop trying to call us or text us to ask where we live. If we see you snooping around here, we're going to call the police. Do you understand?
The police? You mean you would call the police on a poor old woman like me? How could you do that?
I've been clear with you why we're doing this. If you really can't figure it out by now, then I think that you also need to take some time to think about your actions. So here's what's going to happen. You are going to find a new place to live and take care of yourself until Josh decides that he's ready to talk to you and have you in his life again. But until then, we don't want anything to do with you ever again. This is going to happen on its own time or not at all. I tried to be clear with Lisa about what would happen if she kept pestering us, but she just didn't seem interested in listening at all. In the end, we had to block her number on everything and do our best to hide any information leaking out to her. It took a few years, but by then Josh was finally ready to talk to his mother again. At that point, Lisa had been living in a tiny apartment that she was barely able to afford through her retirement checks and wages from her new part-time job. I think the experience must have humbled Lisa quite a bit and hopefully taught her the true meaning of family and having people there who care for you. She was so apologetic about all the things that she said to me, and I actually believed what she had to tell me. While we didn't re-invite her into our lives with our arms spread wide open, Josh and I agreed to give her a second chance, and we've been making an effort to have her visit us, or the other way around, at least once a month. She must have gotten over her obsession with having sons as well, because she is nothing but incredibly kind and sweet to all three of her granddaughters. Of course, it pains me that my relationship with my mother-in-law went in the direction that it did, but I think that Lisa finally came to understand that our family is the way it is, and she could either take it or leave it. Or perhaps more accurately, we would leave her.
Carly, I just had a look at my phone. Did my mom really have to be taken to the hospital?
George, you finally started replying to me? Why did it take you so long to look at your phone? I tried calling and texting you so many times already, right?
I was in the middle of a very long meeting, all right? Because of all your calls, I ended up having to step out for a second to mute my phone. And that caused me to miss some very important information for next week. So, how's my mom doing right now?
I'm sorry about that. As for your mom, for the time being, what's happened with her isn't life-threatening.
I see. Then I can calm down a little.
But from here on out, I don't think things are going to be getting any easier. I was told by the doctors that her body won't be able to move like it used to before. And over time, things might start to become more and more difficult for her, like picking up heavy things and getting up out of bed.
So what you're telling me is that she won't be able to return to her normal lifestyle?
Yes. With the way things are for her now, I don't think there's any going back to the way she was before. If she doesn't have any help, she won't be able to go to the bathroom or take a bath. I don't think she's ever going to be able to live on her own again, George.
Is that so?
What should we do about her? Neither of us ever thought something this serious would be happening to her as well. In the coming months, we're going to have to make some very difficult decisions regarding her.
Well, there's nothing we can really do about that, huh? You'll just have to start taking care of her for me and be around the house even more often.
Wait, you want me to? Remember that we also have your dad who isn't able to get out of his bed at all. I can't start taking care of both your mom and dad for you.
Mom's not going to be glued to her bed, right? That means while you're taking care of my dad, you can watch over my mom and help her with the 1 or 2 things she needs per day. This was the whole reason we started living with my parents, right? To take care of them as they got older? We have to do the same thing for my mom now that we've been doing for my dad. It's not like things are going to change much now that you have 2 people to take care of, right?
Please don't say such ridiculous things. With the way things have been at home so far, I haven't really been able to get any sleep for myself. If I have to care for 2 people at once, I'm going to pass out.
Then what do you think we should do? Because to me, that looks like our only option right now.
Do you think we can put one of your parents into an elderly home? Or maybe even both of them together? That way they wouldn't have to be lonely going into a place like that.
Huh? Don't start talking about nonsense like that. You think I'm putting either of my parents into one of those homes?
Why can't you? It's not that crazy of an idea, I think.
Putting your parents into an old folks' home is the same thing as throwing them away. Could you really do something so embarrassing to us?
How would putting one or both of them into a place that can take better care of them be embarrassing? We have to do it at some point, George. I may be able to help them both with things like getting around the house, eating, going to the bathroom, and so on, but I have no clue what to do when one of them has a major medical emergency. Even this time, when your mom collapsed, I didn't know what she needed as quick as I should have, and that's why someone like a nurse would have been a lot better watching over them.
But by putting my parents into a home like that, you would be embarrassing me. People would start to think I'm the type of cold-hearted son that abandons his own parents. Everyone in my family would hate me for it. So I will not allow either of my parents to end up in a home.
Who cares what other people say? Most people will never understand how tough situations like the one we're in now can be. Also, there are plenty of people in this exact same situation who have chosen to move their parents to some place where they'll be better off.
I said no to it, so that means no. Do you really feel like embarrassing me that badly?
I'm not trying to embarrass you in any way, but it's been me taking care of your dad this whole time. Are you trying to force me to work to death also that you can protect that insignificant honor of yours?
What was that? Are you saying that something like sacrificing your free time for my parents is not worth it? You really are a cold-hearted woman, aren't you? No wonder you're able to talk about putting my parents into an old folks' home so lightheartedly.
George, don't start trying to pick a fight now. I don't want us to start picking one another apart because of this stress. I'm just trying to tell you that having to push myself beyond my own limits to take care of both your parents is not a good way of doing things. I can't be the only one thinking this right now. Actually, I feel really bad that your parents aren't being given the option to go to an experienced old folks' home.
You're only feeling bad because you're not putting in the effort to care for them more. Anyhow, we will not be putting my parents into any kind of home. Now you go home and get things ready for my mom to come home and be taken care of by you. This conversation is over now, so be quiet and do as I've said.
Your mom only has a little bit of time left. The doctor is saying that you and I need to prepare for the worst. Right now, the doctor's doing what they can to care for her and make her comfortable, but they're not certain she'll be around too much longer.
I see. It hasn't even been 2 years since my dad passed away, right? I never expected my mom to be passing away so soon, too.
We were all very shocked when your dad took his last breath that day. I think he was just exhausted of having to stick around, and that's what led to his passing. And ever since then, your mom's conditions have only worsened.
I was really thinking those two would be around at least a few more years with us.
I was as well. Well, now that you're aware of the current situation, would you please start coming home? I don't want you out there feeling like you're all alone, and considering this will be your last chance to see your mom, you should be around us. I'll make sure to give you as much time and attention as you need.
I'm sorry, but that's just not going to happen. I have a lot of work to manage still.
Can't you ask one of your bosses to give you just a bit more time on all that stuff? This is your mom we're talking about here. Would you really be willing to let your mom live her last moments without you at her side?
I really do want to be there to look after her and all, but right now this work that I have to do is more important than anything. So there is no easy way for me to get a few days off.
But this is your mom, George. There shouldn't be anything more important than your own family, than your own mother, right?
I have to keep working in order to afford for my mom to have a really nice funeral. If I don't have the money to pay, then I won't be able to honor her in a way she deserves. I would like for her to have a really beautiful casket and have the decorations be all kinds of exotic flowers.
I understand how you're feeling right now.
Also, if she really is on her last leg, then I have a lot to prepare for elsewhere. And the funeral is the most important thing to think about. I really have to make sure she has a great one.
Do you want me to help?
I want you to help with all of it, actually. That's your job, to handle all of that, actually. I'm the one that has to work outside the house and make sure we have money.
Understood. But at the very least, could you make sure not to stay too late every night and come home to be with me? I don't want to be in this house all alone right now.
My mom is there with you, right?
No, she isn't. She's at the hospital right now because she has to be hooked up to all sorts of machines, so I really am at home all by myself right now.
Why do you hate being home all alone anyway?
I just don't have a good feeling about things right now, and this house is making me depressed.
Huh? How is the house making you depressed? You've been living in that house normally all this time, and just now it's starting to make you feel depressed?
Before this, your mom said something very strange to me. It was like she was chanting a curse or a spell or something. I'm not sure what all she was saying then, but ever since I heard that, I've been feeling off. And if I have to be honest, I don't like it in this house anymore. And being by myself here is the worst feeling ever.
You're acting like a 5-year-old now, you brat. She was just talking in her sleep or something, right? You told me before that my mom had recently become pretty weak mentally and was talking nonsense quite often. So stop imagining things and pull yourself together.
But I'm not lying when I say things have been pretty depressing here, right? I'm aware of it very much, and being here alone is not helping me feel any better.
Maybe you've just been in the house so much lately that you're getting bored. If you don't get up and move a bit more, you're gonna feel lethargic and sad. How about you go outside for a bit and pull some weeds for once? Ever since my mom became sick, she hasn't been tending to her garden, so it's filled with all kinds of crap now.
I don't have time for that right now.
Anyway, there's nothing you need to be worried about right now. I've lived in that house far longer than you, and all that time nothing strange was happening there, and I came out just fine, right? By having me there, you're not going to be changing anything either. So just relax and get back to preparing for what's to come.
I just finished up all the paperwork at the courthouse, so in a little bit I'll be coming home.
Thanks for that. Ever since my mom's funeral ended, we've finally been able to get some well-needed rest.
That's very true. But there's still a lot of stuff you and I need to take care of.
We have to start working on cleaning up the house now, too. In order to start our new lives together, you and I need to clean the whole place out and organize all of our things.
That's a good point. There's a ton of stuff to go through there, so we have to keep going a little bit longer. We also have to talk about the inheritance. When we have a chance, let's you and I go to the lawyer and talk with him about it.
No, you don't have to come. We'll make sure to handle all that stuff.
What? What do you mean we'll handle all of the inheritance stuff?
I'm talking about my new wife and I. We'll make sure to deal with all of the inheritance.
Huh? What are you saying right now?
Mom and Dad are both dead now, which means I no longer have any use for you anymore. I want to marry someone else now, so please divorce me. I've already decided that I'm going to have a brand new wife now, so there's nothing you can do to stop this.
George, have you been cheating on me? You were always forcing me to be home and caring for your parents like I was a tool to you. And you were using that time to go out with another woman? Just waiting for them both to die so that you could then get rid of me?
That's right. That's why I want you to hurry up and get out of my house. I just need you to get all of your things together and get out of that house for me, please. And make that happen as quick as possible.
You have to be lying right now. I can't believe this. I'm so happy.
What? You're so happy?
I am. I have been waiting for years to hear those words come out of your mouth.
What do you mean you've been waiting for years?
I've been wanting to leave that terrible house for so long now. That's why I am filled with joy now to hear you wanting me out of that place.
What? So you've been wanting me to leave you?
I have. I knew that we'd have a lot of work to do cleaning up the house after your parents passed away, and that made me wonder when the best time would be to leave. But hearing you tell me now that I can go, I am just over the moon with happiness. And the fact that I don't even have to help clean up the mess really helps me out a lot.
Why have you been wanting to leave that house and me? You've been my housewife this whole time, so there's no way you can take care of yourself on your own. Or could this mean you've had another man on your mind?
I never had any time to think about other men, right? And there was never a moment where I was able to leave the house for more than 20 minutes, so I never had any affairs. You seem to be the only unfaithful person here. Now, if you would just think of why I've been wanting this, you'd have the answer. For a long time now, you have made my life such a living hell. Therefore, I need to get out.
Are you saying me asking you to take care of my parents was a living hell? Taking care of the husband's parents is what every wife has to do.
That's not the only reason I wanted to leave, but you would never be able to understand how I felt. Now, before I leave your life forever and am free, make sure to pay up. You owe me money now for having cheated on me, and there's also the splitting of our properties in the divorce. And if you're going to tell me you won't, don't worry, because I've already got myself a lawyer who will make you pay up. You just told me a second ago that you've had another woman, right? So I have a right now to a settlement for having been cheated on.
Oh, is that right? If I give you the money you want, you won't hang around anymore and will get out of my life, right?
Of course. Once I have that money, which I'm entitled to, I'll be out of your face in a second. Actually, if you don't give me any of the money I deserve, then I won't be able to move out of the house as soon as you'd like. I will also have to start looking for a job as well to make my own income with.
I get it. I'll get both the money for the settlement and the divorce ready and have it to you in a bit. So hurry up and get lost.
Understood. Thank you so much, George. Luckily, I don't have a lot of things to begin with, so I should have all my things together here soon. And then I can be out of your hair forever. Things like my bags and everything have all been taken away from the house now, so I'll be moving out as well. Have a good one, George.
You really made quick work of getting out of that house. He also had that divorce paperwork handed in quicker than I was thinking.
Did you think that I was going to throw it away or something?
Well, just a little bit.
I've already gotten the money from you, and there's not an ounce of love left in me for you. Also, I'm not even thinking about how you feel. I have to worry about my life now. I'll be living with my parents for a little bit here, but I need to find a place to move to and a job.
And as for myself, I'm heading to the courthouse tomorrow to get married to my new woman. And from there, her and I'll be living in that house.
Please do whatever you want without telling me about it. I have nothing to do with you anymore, so please leave me out of your life. Ah, and now that you'll have a new wife, make sure you actually take good care of her this time. I'm sure things will be hard for the both of you going forward, so treat her with some kind of affection. Now, as for you and your new wife, good luck with paying off all that debt.
Debt? What debt are you talking about?
You don't even know what I'm talking about? While your parents were around for their last couple of years, the both of them ended up creating a lot of debt.
Huh? What the hell are you going on about? I have no clue about any of that.
And that's because you never gave a damn about your parents and the house. Of course you wouldn't know about this.
Are you being serious right now?
Very serious, George. If you just took a few minutes to look into your parents, you'd know what I'm talking about.
Since when have they had any debt, Carly?
It's been years now that they started to get into said debt. Just like I said, you were always using your parents' Social Security, right? And then when you should have been handing some of it to us, you never ever did. So there was no way for them to pay things off, like their medical bills and the cost of living in that house.
Why didn't you tell me anything? If you knew there was debt, then you should have told me.
I don't think that you were unaware of it that whole time. I assume you knew the debt was a problem, but just didn't care about it.
You knew that I had no clue they were getting into debt, but you chose to stay quiet and screw me over, right? Now I know why you really wanted out of my house and out of my life. I was wondering why you were acting so weird.
I already had to sacrifice years of my life to taking care of both your parents all day and night, so I did not want to have to start paying off their debts for you next.
But you can't just keep quiet about something like that and never tell me a thing. What the hell am I supposed to do now?
If you don't want to take on your parents' debt, then tell the lawyer that you don't want to inherit anything from them.
I see. That's something I can do. That means I wouldn't have to pay off any of their debt, right?
That's correct. But if you do that, then you won't be given access to any of their properties, including the house, and it will all go towards paying off the remaining debt.
If I can't have the house, then I'll be in trouble. Do you have any idea how valuable the house is to me?
Then you are going to have to think about what is more important to you. If I were you, though, I'd give up the house to avoid all of their debt. I'm sure that having a free house is great, but not when it comes with more debt than the house is actually worth.
Can you tell me how much debt they have that needs to be paid off?
At least $20,000 that needs to be paid this year.
What? That's all they have? You really are such an idiot. I'd choose the house and take that debt, no questions asked. That house might not be the most valuable, but the land it's on is worth at least $100,000. I would never be able to let that house and its land go. Not for a measly $20,000 worth of debt.
You sure? You still have time to talk with the lawyer and tell him you don't want anything from your parents. So are you really going to throw away that chance and take everything they've left behind?
Of course I am. This is land that has been passed down from generation to generation in my family we're talking about. I would never, ever give it up out of some fear that $20,000 worth of debt would end me. I'm sure you were trying to scare me the best you could right there, but it didn't work.
Why would you think I was trying to scare you there?
Stop playing dumb. I know that you're trying to get back at me for kicking you out of the house and my life. You were just trying to ruin my day by saying all of that. I know it. You really think that a man of my kind would be crushed by $20,000 worth of debt?
Is that right? Well then, if you think $20,000 isn't too bad at all for you, go ahead and take the house and everything. I don't have any desire to live back inside that house or keep any of what your parents left.
You can stop acting like a sore loser, okay? Idiots like you could just shut up and leave me alone. Well, it's not like you and I'll ever see or talk to one another again after this. This is it, right? If you ever find yourself in a tough spot, don't even bother crying to me about it.
The same goes for you as well. If anything happens with you that you need help with, don't come crying to me about it. Now, goodbye forever.
Yo, it's me, George. Did you know all about this?
What's that? Oh, long time no see. What's happened with you?
I'm talking about the problem with this house. You knew about this all along, didn't you?
It's been a whole year now since we last talked, so you're going to have to be a little bit more detailed about what you're saying. Please explain everything to me from start to end.
You've known about how all of the land that this house resides on is completely polluted, right? Because of that, this house's value and this land's value have plummeted. Not a single person wants to buy it off of me, and actually I'm not legally able to even sell it.
So the land is polluted? This is the first time I'm ever hearing about that.
Stop acting like you don't know exactly what I'm talking about. You knew all about how this land was no good, and that's why you ran away from me when you did.
Is the pollution on that land really that bad right now?
I called and asked to see if the land could be saved and have all the pollution cleaned out of it, but all the surveying teams have said it's impossible. But all of that surveying cost me a lot of money to do. So now I'm in even more debt, and the only thing I learned is that the pollution is too bad right now and spreading.
That's a really tough situation you found yourself in then. Unfortunately, I'm not an environmental engineer or anything, so I have no idea what to do there.
Stop lying to me.
So you think I should know? The only thing I can say is that before leaving, I felt there was something wrong with that house. But I never connected that to the land being completely polluted. Now I can start to see why I was feeling so off there.
What are you talking about? Explain to me right now what you do know about this pollution.
You don't remember anything I mentioned a while back? I told you that the house was making me depressed and that I didn't like being there, right? and about how your mom started to say these strange chants and whatnot, which only made things worse.
Why are you bringing up all of that bullcrap again? My mom did not curse the house, and she was not speaking gibberish like you think.
Normally, I'm sure that would be the case. But what I'm saying is that for a long time, the house has been in sort of a really sorry state that even left your mom feeling more ill than she originally was. And close to the time I moved out of there, all of the plants and such outside started to die, and soon the grass did as well. There were no more bugs around, and most of the squirrels stopped coming into the yard. And if that's not enough evidence for you, both of your parents started to get really sick the longer they stuck around that house, right? I'm not saying that was caused by the pollution in the yard, but perhaps your mom has been cursing that house the whole time and we just never noticed it in time.
You're saying that the pollution played a role in my mom and dad getting that sick?
Like I said, I'm sure that's not the case, but there's a very high chance it was the reason for their sickness. Before you and I moved in with them, your mom always loved to work out in the yard, right? She was always using the faucet out there that came from the well water, right? Actually, it was only that outdoor faucet water that still came from the well.
So you're saying she became that sick because of the water she was using and maybe even drinking?
I'm just saying there's a high chance is all. But what I want to know is why the yard is that badly polluted in the first place. I'm sure if you can find out whoever was polluting that yard there, you could sue them and get all the money you need, right?
There's no way I can sue them. The reason this land is so badly polluted is because of my own family. My family buried a lot of old pesticides and herbicides in the ground years and years ago that were said to be terrible for people's health. That's the reason this yard is so polluted now.
Damn, you have some very bad family members then. Or had, I should say.
My wife even left because she said she doesn't want to live on polluted land anymore. And after trying to get those surveyors to help me out, I wasted even more money. And that ended with not a single person or company being able to help me. If something like this was going to happen, I would have been better off not taking the house and debt.
Had you listened to what I was saying before, none of this would have happened to you. All you had to do was take what I was saying a little bit more seriously, and then you would have known that the land was polluted. But it's far too late to think about any of that now, right?
I think you and I never spent enough time talking to one another, did we? I'm sorry about that. I should have spent more time with you and listened.
What? I'm honestly surprised by what you said just then. I never thought that the day would come that you'd say you're sorry to me.
I understand that what I'm saying is very ridiculous of me now, but do you think that you could come back to me?
If you knew something like that was going to sound so ridiculous, please don't say it.
But listen, I know now that you're the only woman for me. So please, give me one last chance to be your husband and treat you right. I know that I haven't said this yet, but I still have a lot of feelings for you.
Stop that right now, George. I know you're only wanting me back now because you lost that new wife of yours, right? I'm sorry, but I have a new man in my life now and a new world ahead of me. He is very close to me, and I think I might just marry him.
What? But it hasn't even been a year yet, right? You've already found yourself a new man?
That's because I completely forgot about you right after we got that divorce. The moment you were out of my head, I found myself someone far better.
What the hell, Carly? There hasn't been enough time for something like that to happen.
I'm not going to take that from a man that got married the day after he got a divorce.
I am so sorry. I made a huge mistake.
We all know that you made a huge mistake. I was the one that not only had to take care of your parents for you, but I also had to take care of you and myself. What were you doing all that time? I thought you threw me away because I was no longer any use to you. And you said you had a new woman with you and were getting married. You really think anyone is going to want to get back together with you after doing that?
And right now I feel sorry about literally everything I did back then. I am so very sorry, Carly. So please do something to help me. You are the only person I have left now.
What are you going on about now, George? I thought we both agreed that no matter how tough our lives became, we were not going to run back crying to one another. Right? So please stop crying to me about your piss-poor life right now. And it's not like there's anything I can do for you now anyway. You don't have any more parents for me to take care of there now, so I would have no reason for going back in that house. After that, having taken on so much debt to the point he could no longer borrow any more money, George had to suck it up and keep living in that old house on that polluted land. And then, not too many years later, George came down with the same sickness his mom and dad both passed away from. He was still young, but was in need of care from someone else. But because he lived with no one else, he was forced to be admitted into a recovery house where he would be cared for by volunteers while he tried to battle said sickness. He didn't have the money to put himself into anywhere that was really that great, so his life there consisted of him getting IVs put in by students in training, which was very painful at times for him. I don't hear much else about him anymore, but I do know that he will most likely never get out of that place and will end up dying there. And the only reason I'm saying that about him is because the sickness he has, that both of his parents passed away from as well, has a 100% lethality rate and cannot be cured. So no matter how much the doctors try and comfort him into thinking he'll be all right, there's no stopping the fate he set for himself now, and it'll only be a matter of time. The house that he had to leave, which is still sitting on that polluted land, has had nothing done to it. It's not able to be sold by any of the realtors in the area, and since the land is so polluted, it's impossible for it to be used commercially. Which means it will sit on that land until it collapses, I presume. Although I did take one drive by it the other day, and there was a sign out front saying not to enter the property. I'm going to assume that if it's not standing there in a couple of years, that the city is doing something about that land, and hopefully the future won't be as corrupted by it. That house has committed a lot of crimes. George's family has committed a lot of crimes. They both ended up killing 3 people while also causing 2 divorces. And it makes a lot more sense now why George's mom was cursing the place and wanted out of it so badly. As for what happened with me, I went to a class reunion and ran into one of my old friends that I had a crush on, and things took off from there. He was divorced as well when we started to date, and so within a couple of months of dating, we got married. It's been a few years now since our wedding, and we have 2 kids that keep us company. I was pretty much in my mid-40s when I had both of them, but they both came out healthy, so my husband and I are both very, very thankful. I was concerned about what that pollution might have done to me and what it could have done to my babies, but thankfully I think they're both safe. I did do a bit of yard work while I was at that house, but not much. However, I have noticed some days where I feel fatigued and not like I should be, and after a recent checkup, I was told to be more careful about what I consume and such, to make sure my body stays the healthiest it can. I don't like to think that the pollution has anything to do with this, but there's always the possibility that it does. And if that's the case, I only hope my future isn't as disastrous as George's. My current husband is a very wealthy man as well, but was not spoiled when he was younger, so he's very much willing to help out around the house and with the kids. Ever since divorcing George, my life has been filled with joy and nothing else. I can finally feel what it's like to be a free woman again, and what it's like to be a wife who is loved and looked after. And I think the reason for why all of this was able to happen without even one drawback is because I left the house right after George told me to get out, and because I cut out all of my feelings for him right then and there. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Hey Alex, are you there? I was just curious about what trip you had planned. You see, I found the receipt from the travel company and I was curious what this was all about.
Oh, oops. You weren't supposed to find that. But that's actually a trip that I have planned for next month. You see, I was thinking about going to the nice hot springs resort for a few days.
Oh, really? Well, since I haven't heard a single word about any of this, I assume that you weren't planning on going with me? So just who is it that you're planning to take on this trip?
If you really want to know, I was going to be taking a trip with my mom. It's been a while since we've taken a trip together, and I know she's been wanting to go on.
So you're going to be visiting a hot springs resort with your mom? Do I have that right?
That is what I just said. And she was really starting to bug me about it too. So I just think she really needs this, you know?
Okay, well, even if that's what's going on, I still would have really appreciated it if you had told me any of this beforehand.
I know, but, well, I just thought that you would be really upset if I told you. And I thought it'd be better to keep my mouth shut. I really am sorry about that, you know?
I mean, I guess it's fine now, but is it really going to be just the two of you? What about your brother?
Oh yeah, my older brother isn't going to be coming along with the two of us. He lives near Mom and says that he gets to spend enough time with her already. But since we live further away and I don't see Mom as much, he said that we should go on the trip. And to be honest, I know that as the younger child, I've always been Mom's favorite.
I see. But it's not like it's really been that long since your last mother and son trip, right? I mean, just not that long ago, you two went to California to go and see all the amusement parks, right?
Yeah, but that was several months ago, and I haven't been able to see my mom since then. Besides, I know that it means a lot to my mom when we do get to go on these trips, and that's why I'm always trying to go on them.
Right, well, what can I say, but you and your mom sure are fond of each other.
Well, it's like I said, I'm the favorite youngest child, and she's my mom. Why wouldn't we be?
I mean, you do realize that your mom might see you as her favorite because you're always trying to do whatever she wants, right?
You don't know what you're talking about at all. I'm just trying to make as many memories with my mom while her and I still can. I mean, she's worked so hard my entire life to take care of me and all my siblings. I owe her at least this much.
And I really understand just how important it is that you're able to be there for your mom. But anyways, could you tell me just where it is that you're planning to go on this trip?
I told you that we're going to go to the hot springs resort. I think that it's pretty remote and in the mountains and takes practically the whole day just to drive there. But I really love that it tries to be so hidden away, as if it's some kind of big secret or something.
Wow, well that sounds like an amazing time and an amazing place. Not only that, but it sounds like you and your mom will get to enjoy nature in its peace and quiet. I bet there are some really nice views there too, right?
Well, I've only seen the photos that they have up online, but the views from some of the outdoor pools just look amazing.
Well, I'm sure that your mom is proud of you for having such good taste in resorts, right? Even though you've never used that taste to think of vacations that we could go on.
I know, and I really am sorry about all of this, but it's what my mom wants, and there's really nothing that I can do about it. Can you see that? Right? Although I do understand why you would be so jealous to hear that my mom and I were getting to go to such a nice place, and you're not.
I'm just saying that it sounds like a really, really nice and lovely trip for you and your mom. Maybe next time you could think about inviting me, you know? It's not as fun as you think, always sitting around at home.
Well, it's not that I don't want to bring you along or anything like that, Tammy. It's just that I know my mom prefers to travel with just the two of us. I did ask her once if it would be okay to take you along on one of these trips as well. You should have seen the face that she made when I did.
So then she basically just thinks that I'll be in the way if I go there?
I don't know if that's it. I think it's just that my mom wants to take these trips that her and I can spend more time together. And it's just a little difficult to do that with you here, you know?
Well, I guess I understand that, but you've just never invited me to any kind of trip, and... Well, now that I know that it's your mom saying that I can't go, just try and think about how that might make me feel.
I really am sorry about all of this, but I promise you that you and I will go on a trip one day soon, okay?
Do you really mean that? Are you serious?
Of course. I mean, you're right. I've only been going on trips with my mom, and it really isn't fair to you at all. So I just hope that you can forgive me. Maybe we can look at what tickets are like for the summer or something. How does that sound?
That would be amazing. I can't even remember the last time that I left the state. I think it's been so long.
Has it really been that long for you? Well, just think of a place that you'd like to go, and we can look into it, as long as it's not too wild.
Of course it's really been that long. It's like you said, the only times that you've ever gone on a trip are with your mom. And while I think it's great that you want to take care of her and be there for her, that's mean, leaving me behind. I just wish that you would consider how I might feel about this a little more, you know?
You're right, and I truly am sorry for that. I really would like to take you with me, if my mom would be okay with it, but... Anyways, once you and I are on our trip, we will have all the time we need to relax and enjoy each other's company.
I really hope so. Either way, I'm really looking forward to just getting to go somewhere with you. Hey Alex, I was just curious if you had already left for your trip yet? I called out to you while I was leaving for work today, but I didn't hear you say anything back, so I wasn't sure if you'd gotten up.
Oh yeah, I did end up sleeping in a bit, but I still made it to the airport on time and everything.
Well, I'm glad that you made it on time because I really was pretty worried about you if you'd make it or not. I mean, it would suck if you slept through your departure time, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I just couldn't really get any sleep last night at all. I guess it's just something about being the day before a big trip that gets me all excited and keeps me from sleeping. But yeah, like I said, I made my plan and everything with plenty of time to spare, so it's okay.
Okay, well, I do hope that you have a good time on this trip. Do you have any idea what you're going to be doing today after you land?
Yeah, I think we were just going to go and find out our hotel if we have enough time, maybe just check out a hot spring area. But I doubt that we'll get to do that much today, since I know that getting on a plane just really takes it out of my mom. Not to mention how long the shuttle ride to the resort is.
Oh yeah, well I guess that makes sense. I really do hope that the weather there is good for you though.
Thanks a lot for saying that, Tammy. That means a lot. I know that we're going to have a lot of fun.
That's really good to hear. So does that mean that your mom is looking forward to this too?
Oh yes, she was talking about how much she was looking forward to this the whole flight over. I guess she really wants to make the most of this trip while we're here.
Well, you two should. Like you said, you two are trying to make memories together, so I hope that you both enjoy yourselves a lot. Although maybe just take it easy on the drinking while you're over there, okay?
Oh, come on. You know that I don't really like drinking all that much when I'm around my mom. Besides, she really gets upset with me when I do drink too much.
Yeah, but I bet that she really is happy to be going on this trip with you, Alex. In fact, now that I think about it, I don't think I've actually seen your mom in a while. When you get a chance, I would love to see some pictures of you on your trip. And the scenes from outside as well. You made the resort sound just so amazing.
Well, we'll just have to see about that. I know how my mom is when it comes to having her pictures taken and stuff. But I'll be sure to try to send photos when I have the chance.
Oh, come on. There's nothing to be ashamed about. I mean, you'll only be sending them to me. No one else is going to see them.
I know, but it's just a hang-up that my mom has, you know? I really hope you understand where she's coming from.
I mean, I guess that I do, but is that really true? Has your mom always been too embarrassed to have her photo taken?
I guess that maybe she just decided recently that she really doesn't like it. She said that it's just too easy to see how old she's gotten when photos are taken.
Really? Well, I guess that's just kind of surprising to hear. Alex, are you there? Please pick up the phone. This is serious.
Oh my gosh, what is it? What do you want? You're really getting in the way of me spending quality time with my mom.
Well, I really am sorry to do that, but this is a real emergency. Otherwise, I wouldn't be blowing up your phone.
Okay, well, you woke up my mom with how much my phone was ringing. And she really is really tired from all the travels. So can you please let us rest? I mean, what could this emergency of yours possibly be?
Well, it's your mom. She's in trouble and, well, I don't think that she's sleeping soundly.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? My mom is in trouble. What do you mean by that?
I mean that I just got off the phone from a call from your parents' house, and your mom has been taken to the hospital. Which means that your mom was at home and not on vacation with you, right?
But hold on a second. I think there's some kind of mistake here.
Okay, then why don't you clear all this up by telling me who exactly you were taking this trip with?
Now just hold on for a minute there. Tammy, this news about my mom is all just some kind of joke, right? I mean, you're lying to me, aren't you?
Alex, why in the world would I lie to you about something like this? Do you think I'm joking right now? Anyways, how about you just answer the question that I asked you, huh? I want to know just who you're with. Now, are you going to tell me or not?
I'm just with a friend is all. Just a friend, and that's it. Nothing more.
You're just with a friend? What does that even mean? That doesn't actually tell me anything. Why did you tell me that you were going on this trip with your mom in the first place?
I knew that you would get really mad at me if I told you that I was going to be taking a trip with my friend is all.
No, I wouldn't really say that I'm mad at you.
But the whole time I told you that I was going with my mom was because I knew that you'd be upset if I wasn't using my parents as an excuse to go.
Alex, do you have anything to tell me that isn't just an excuse for your actions? I mean, whether you go on a trip with your mom or with a friend doesn't really make a difference, right? But now that I know you've lied to me, that tells me that there is something about this trip that you don't want me to know about.
No, it's nothing like that at all, okay? This is just a totally normal trip.
Alex, do you really think that you're fooling anyone right now? I mean, would you be saying all of this if your mom was right here?
Of course I would. I would tell her that because it's the truth.
And would you tell your mother, lying in a hospital bed right now, that you just used her to go on a trip with a friend that you told me almost nothing about? Because I can go and tell her all of this if you want, but I just don't think that's going to end up going how you think it will.
Please, Tammy, I really am so sorry. The truth is that I'm having an affair.
Well, that much I figured, but I just wanted you to actually come out and say it.
I really am so sorry about this, but how is my mom doing? Is she okay?
How should I know about how your mom is doing? I'm just about to leave the house to go and check in on her right now. What about you? I suppose you're stuck up in the mountains for now, aren't you?
What are you talking about? Of course I'm going to come down and check in on my mom. I'll buy a ticket back right now.
Hey, Alex, I just wanted to let you know that I've arrived to the hospital. Do you have any idea around what time you're going to show up?
I don't think that I'll actually be able to get back down to town by today. The shuttle isn't running, and there's no way I'm paying for a cab to get me all the way up those mountains.
So you're really not going to shell out the money and go to the airport?
I don't even think a taxi would come all the way up here just to get me at this late night. I just don't have any means of leaving the resort right now.
Well, I think you should really try and figure out something because everyone here is asking about when you're going to arrive. Your father and brother are here too, and they are quite mad with you.
But I didn't even do anything. Can't you just tell them that I'm away on a business trip or something?
Yeah, I'm not about to lie to your whole family on your behalf, actually. Besides, I've already told them the truth about what's going on.
You're kidding me. Did you really do that? What's the matter with you? Why would you do that?
Why wouldn't I do that? Why should I have lied to your dad when he asked where you were? In fact, you know what he told me? He told me that he had no idea what I was talking about when I mentioned the trips you take with your mom. And you know what that means? It means you've been lying to me this whole time about all the trips that you've gone on up until now. Every single time you left the house, you were really just doing so in order to go and cheat on me, isn't that right?
Tammy, I really am so sorry. You have no idea how guilty I feel about all of this. I wanted to say something, but I just couldn't.
How many times did I ask you to bring me on a trip, just the two of us? You turned me down every time just so you could turn around and go cheat on me.
You have to know how sorry I am for everything.
I really don't want to hear it. You told me that your mom was always talking about wanting to travel with you. But now I know that you were just ignoring her wishes while using them to make up excuses to leave me. I thought you really cared about your parents, maybe even more than me. But now I see that you don't care about anyone but yourself. You really are just the absolute worst. Do you know that?
Please, you have to know that I really was going to take you on a trip next. I really do promise that I was thinking of you this whole time.
Well, lucky for me, there isn't going to be a next time when I have to deal with you, Alex. In fact, I would worry that there might not even be a next time for you and your mom to take a trip, honestly.
Is my mom's condition really that bad? What are the doctors saying? Please tell me this isn't happening.
If you really want to know, the doctor told your family that everyone should prepare for the worst. They're all worried that your mom might not actually have that much longer here with us.
But surely she's going to make it another day, right? Just at least until tomorrow morning, isn't she?
I really don't know. I'm not a doctor and I can't make that call. I'm only telling you what the doctor has told the rest of us, so that's why I think you should really try and be here.
Oh no, I really don't know what I'm going to do. This can't be happening. This isn't fair.
Yeah, I mean, I am sure that your mom, in addition to the rest of your family, are all just shocked. After all, I imagine that most of them have figured out that you were just going away on a trip to cheat on me at this point. It's probably fair to say that every single member of your family that is here right now are all extremely disappointed in you.
Well, tell them that I'm on my way and I'm going to be right there, okay? And please tell my mom that I'm going to do everything I can to get there.
I mean, I'll tell them if you want, but I don't know if they even really want to hear what you have to say for yourself. Especially your mom, since the doctors have just come out of the room and told us that your mom just lost all consciousness.
Tammy, are you there? I just want to let you know that I'm on my way to the hospital right now.
Oh wow, you really do work fast, don't you? I thought that it would have taken you more time to get here.
Well, I got the very first flight that I could possibly get back here.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm just so sorry that means you had to cut your little trip with your special friend short.
No, actually, she's still at the resort. Actually, I know that she isn't going to be happy about me leaving her, but, well, I care about my mom too much to not be here. Anyways, how is my mom doing? Is she okay?
Actually, I was thinking about texting you this, but your mom is no longer with us. She's resting now.
No, this can't be happening. You gotta be kidding me.
Although she did wake up briefly before her final moments. She was even able to talk, which the doctors were sure she wouldn't be able to do. And so, aside from you, she was able to say goodbye to this planet with her whole family around her.
But I didn't get to say goodbye to my mom. And now you're telling me that she's dead? I should have never gone on this trip at all. Did she say anything when she opened her eyes? What were her final words? Please, I have to know.
Well, she did ask where you were, and if you'd arrived yet. No.
What did you tell her? Did you tell her I was on my way? Please don't tell me that you told her the truth.
No, of course not. We made up an excuse for you when it came to your mom. We would never expose her to such a horrible truth about her favorite son so close to her final moments.
Well, that's good at least. Thank you so much for that.
But your dad does know everything. I wasn't going to lie to him.
I still don't think there was any need for you to tell anyone about this at all. Especially not my dad, whose wife was about to die.
I really don't think you're in any position to be telling me what I should or should not have done in that position. Your dad was distressed and asking where you were, and I wasn't about to lie to him. But I am glad to know that you're back in town because you should know that after this, you and I are getting divorced.
You can't do this to me right after my mom died. What's the matter with you? Don't you have a heart?
Of course I did, and I thought I had opened up to someone who really cared about his family and his mother, but now I see I was wrong. I'll give you a few days to grieve, but I would recommend getting a lawyer during that time. You'll need one. After Alex arrived back into town, I heard that he had his hands quite full dealing with his relatives. At the funeral, I heard that Alex was bawling his eyes out and wouldn't stop crying and apologizing for not being there for his mother. But all the relatives there learned about what Alex was so busy doing while his mom was in the hospital that nobody had any pity for him. Finally, his own father asked Alex to leave since he was making a scene that nobody wanted to see. About a week later, I began the divorce process with Alex and sued him for his affair. It's not that I wanted to kick him while he was down, but he lied to me as well, and I wanted to be fairly compensated for his manipulation. I haven't heard from Alex since the divorce, although I am sure that his life has not gotten much better with how much drama he was coming to. Either way, it's not my problem, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.